I spent the best part of 6 figures last year trying to automate my pipeline. I had every tool, a strategist, a sales development rep, the whole shiny stack that every go-to-market agency swears by, and it nearly killed my agency. So if your LinkedIn leads have dried up, listen to me very carefully, because I learned this the expensive way. The playbook you're clinging to is already dead. You just haven't felt the full hit yet. What pulled us out is something I'm calling human-led go-to-market. By the end of this video, you know exactly what that is, why the old way is dying, and the simple system that's now producing more pipeline for us than a team 3 times the size. Stick around, because the thing that actually fixed this is the opposite of what everybody's selling you right now. So before we jump into this, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to get weekly videos on how to scale your go-to-market for your service-based business. Let me take you through what actually happened, because the numbers don't tell the full story. Now, a while back, like about a year ago, we had a team of 20 and the margins sucked. They were around 20%. We were booking about 20 deals a month. Good business, but it felt really heavy. So like everybody else, I lean into AI. The team reduced in size to a team of 10. The margins went up, and I was here talking on YouTube about leverage small teams and operators for a while, and then it genuinely looked like it was going to be the future. Now here is what I missed. The whole market did the exact same thing at the same time. Every inbox and every feed on LinkedIn filled with that same AI-generated ouch and the same AI-generated content. And the buyers got wise to it fast. Now around November to December last year, our lead flow fell off a cliff. I went from 20 deals to 5. Now the stuff that had been working just stopped working. So I did what most founders do when they panic. I went and bought the solution. I bought a load of training. I brought in a go-to-market strategist on a 6-figure prospective salary on OTE. I hired an SDR. We were spending $8,000 a month on a tech stack and staffing, cold email tools, cold calling, the lot. And we're on track for the best part of 6 figures this year in tech stack alone. And you know what actually put pipeline in out of all of that? LinkedIn content, speaking to customers in DMs, and a bit of cold calling. That's it. The basic tried and tested fundamentals. The email, the automation, the clever tooling, the signals, none of it brought in the right leads. We were busier than ever, but the pipeline was still thin. And that's when it clicked. The problem was never that I had the wrong tools. I had every fucking tool going. The problem was that I talked myself out of the fundamentals because they felt too simple. Here's the hill I'm gonna die on, guys. Less is more. The shiny stack is overhead dressed up as progress. About 80% of the result comes from a tiny handful of things. Your positioning, your content, your conversations in the DMs. That's it. Everything else is noise that you're paying for. This is the system that pulls us out from 0 to scaling back up to $500,000 to $1 million in pipeline a month with a team of 5 and 2 go-to-market engineers. I call it human-led go-to-market, and there's 4 parts to this process. Now, before you panic about all the tools that you've got, watch the order. The thinking comes first. The tools come last, and that's how this stays lean. Part 1, get the boring fundamentals right. When you start, it is really tempting just to start posting to buy the latest tool stack and wing it. That's the exact mistake I made. The boring step is the one that matters. Get clear on 4 things. An updated ICP for the market you're actually in right now. The critical business problems those people want solved. Their wants, frustrations, fears, aspirations. Because those are your buyer triggers. And the signals that tell you a buyer is actually looking for your solution. Don't treat this as a tick box. This is a strategy based on everything that this runs on. So for this, I use my own brain first. I actually talk to my clients to pressure test it. I look at sales calls. I see what the market is saying. And then I go to Claude to build out the ideal client persona document properly. Because AI is only going to tell you the fucking median. And then tools like Clay and Crunchbase for signal data. If you get this right, and every post and message after it lands so much closer to the target. Part 2, pick one channel and go deep, not wide. Not 5, 1. It's wherever your buyers are. And if you're in B2B, That's LinkedIn. Then build your founder brand around that with content that earns attention. 3 to 5 media posts a week, all reinforcing one point of view. Why you, why now, why you're positioning your story. Split them by job. Roughly 40% top of funnel to drive new eyeballs, 40% for funnel frameworks to build trust, 20% sales content. Your receipts, the results, the people you've worked with. And know the ground has shifted. LinkedIn has gone from an algorithm where, you could get the amount of likes, the amount of followers mattered. Now there is such a thing as the the current algorithm, which is LinkedIn 360 Brew, right? It's gone towards interest-based. You're going to get fewer impressions than you used to, but it puts you in front of the right people, more of the right conversations, and more of those conversations have moved into DMs because people are getting less inbound. So you need to stop chasing reach for its own sake. Prioritize the conversations in DM. Part 3, go to the warm, never the cold. And here's where most founders freeze. They post, they sit, wait for people to come to them. Wrong way. This is also where my 6-figure tech stack fell over. We were firing cold email at total strangers. That's dead on arrival. The warm version is the opposite. You look at who already raised their hand, who viewed your profile, who liked or commented, who clearly fits into your ideal client persona, whose people already half know you, and then when you reach out, they actually engage. Something like, hey, notice that you're hiring a sales team. Are you rethinking your outbound right now? Happy to swap some ideas if that's useful. Now you want to do this yourself first. Send those 20 to 30 by hand so you learn what lands. Then use a send tool like HeyReach or Valley or JSON AI by reply, scaling that personal based outreach first touch at scale. An email follow-up picks up once you know the pattern. The tools, right, of this GTM tech stack only come in after the human has worked out what actually gets a reply. Part 4, human in the loop. Then warm calling. This is the part that no tool does for you. It's where the money is. Scripts and automated AI sales reps in 2026 are cooked in their current form. Buyers can smell a template or AI a mile away. So when somebody replies, a human needs to take that conversation by hand. Genuinely personal, often longer messages, and doing whatever it takes to read like a human, because the second a buyer senses it's a bot or it's automated, they instantly tune out and they're gone. You need to qualify properly in the DMs, the need, the budget, the timeline, the gap, and then you're going to book it into your CRM. And for the ones that go quiet, because the most interested prospects still ghost, we need to warm call. Our inbox manager assigns a lead to the caller via Clear to Trellis. We enrich that contact details, a rep picks it up, the phone to these people, and it's already somebody that's potentially interested in our offer. That one step stops warm prospects from slipping through the cracks, and it's the single biggest thing protecting our pipeline. Now here's what it did for the business. The shape of the whole thing is this. AI and the tools do the heavy lifting to start it. The human carries the moment it actually matters in this entire process, and that's why I call this category human-led go-to-market. Here's the part that took me, a couple of years to actually understand, and it comes down to being brilliant at a few of the fundamentals. You need to build that distribution. You need to be able to attract the right people to you with the content first and the right positioning, and getting genuinely good at turning a conversation, a DM, into a meeting. Because when you build the distribution with founder-led content, everything else falls into place. That is the whole game. So if you're a founder or an agency owner doing somewhere between 500K to 5 million top line a year, and you've watched LinkedIn inbound quietly dry up while you've tried tool after tool after tool, this is your wake-up call, man. The window to pivot is open right now. It will not stay open forever. And while your competitors work this out, there's 2 things you can do. You can subscribe, because I'm documenting exactly how we're rebuilding this, the wins and the mistakes at Atticus, and grab your 90-day pipeline plan to get B2B clients in the description. It's the plan I've used to take somebody like you from where you are now to 500 to $1 million in pipeline a month using this human-led, founder-led go-to-market system. That's it. Go build your distribution, and I'll see you on the next one.